So in my video where I talked about my thoughts on AI generated art that I posted a few weeks ago, I got some very valid criticism about how I was a little uninformed about how AI generators actually worked. And though I never claimed in the video to know exactly how these programs work, I do know how they have been used, and that AI generators have been trained using images created by artists without any consent or reimbursement. The video was about my thoughts on AI generators. It was never meant to be a video explaining how the generators work. Like I said in that video, I don't think AI generated art itself is bad, but I don't like AI art generators themselves because there doesn't seem to be anything in place to securely prevent copyright work to be used. And there is also very little to prevent someone from profiting from said AI generated art, in spite the fact that the majority of art used to train these programs are not in the public domain. There's also the problem that this is a plagiarist's paradise, because they can just generate a piece of art using an AI generator, and then they don't have to say that they used an AI generator to generate this piece of art. But even if images used weren't in the public domain, I personally feel it is still incredibly immoral to profit off of AI generated images or use them instead of hiring an artist. Like I said in my previous video about AI art generators, I don't see AI art as a bad thing because AI generated art can still be used as inspiration or reference to create a piece of art yourself. And I also think that AI generators need to be embraced by artists. These aren't going anywhere. Though I do think that the people behind the creation of these AI art generators need to involve the artists themselves. It just feels like there's been an alienation here, and this is why a lot of artists are angry. They have not been involved in this process whatsoever. And as a result, when someone uses these generators to create and publish a book, you can understand why artists get angry. To use a recent example, a design manager named Amar Reshi generated a children's book entirely by using an AI generator, and not only stated that they created said book over one weekend, but also that they are selling it on Amazon. Now, before I continue, Amar Reshi seems to me to be a genuinely nice guy who actually set out to call attention to how the creators of AI generators need to take note of the valid criticisms from artists, and that they should work with them to ensure the right protections of their art is in place. I also should say that I'm not making this video in an attempt to get people to target or harass this guy. Please don't do that. I can't believe I have to tell people not to go out of their way to harass someone, but apparently Reshi has received death threats over this whole thing, which is bloody ridiculous. What is wrong with people these days? I'm just making a video because I find this subject interesting. Maybe that's not the right word, but to expand on the subject of AI art generators, and this story in particular really got a big emotional response to me until I read more of Reshi's tweets. He used ChatGPT to generate the prompts needed to input into the AI art generator to define the details and help him get inspiration for what he wanted the illustrations to be. Basically brainstorming ideas using ChatGPT, which was created in November 2022. The book was published just a few weeks later. Now, I'm sure that the whole idea and concept for the story he actually created has probably been rolling around his head for years. But in my opinion, after reading over the tweets following his announcement of selling his book on Amazon, I don't think he expected such a backlash. But he also saw where the artists were coming from. In spite of being thrown into a social media storm, to me, from what I have seen anyway, Reshi handled the backlash in a mature and professional way. He included a thread of tweets that explained how he generated his book, which included some pretty hilarious results. He even offers to send his book to some people for free, which to me tells me he didn't do this for profit. At no point does he claim to be an author or an artist. He straight up said from the beginning the book was co-written and illustrated with AI. Whether or not this statement is accurate is up for debate. Though the very emotional response to his book were fair and should be listened to, it's the fact that these AI generators have been created without the involvement of artists. In my opinion, Reshi set out to test what was possible with AI generators. His intention was to experiment with the tech to see how it could be combined together. Should he have published the book on Amazon though? In my opinion, no. But if he didn't do this, I don't think he would have brought to attention the biggest problem with AI art generators. Someone not as honest as him could have gone through all of these steps and got a book published without saying they used AI art generators. To me, Reshi is not the bad guy here. I don't think anyone is, really. But the anger I feel to see this used to publish a children's book is beyond measure. It's like we're saying children don't deserve something real that some artist created, and artists can be replaced or substituted because this technology exists now. But take a closer look at the AI generated art used in this book. The style is inconsistent from image to image, and oh God, the hands. I mean, the hands are hard to draw, but come on. I don't have the book, I've never read the book, I am just looking at images that people have posted online from the book that you're able to see on Amazon, and images that Reshi himself has posted. So this isn't a critique of the book itself, it's more a critique on the images that are in the book. I do believe him when he said he didn't do this for money, and I don't think he ever intended to actually offend artists. I think he genuinely did it because of his passion for technology and what it can generate, which is clearly where he gets a lot of joy from, which I have to respect. I admire his honesty and how he highlighted the problems AI art generators have. To me, this is a whole, my intentions were in the right place, but I never meant to upset anyone. And maybe this is the biggest problem. Because this technology is available to everyone, that means anyone could create a book like this. And not everyone will be as honest as Reshi was. And that is pretty terrifying. I'm Mad Munchkin. Stay creative.